Untelevised King and Queen of the Ring tournament winners have been revealed and another entrant has been pulled. Elsewhere, Becky Lynch's contract is said to be expiring in just 3 weeks. And a top AEW star was injured at New Japan Resurgence. It's all in the wrestling news. Hello everybody, it's Jack and Ross with the Monday Morning Wrestling News. The King and Queen of the Ring tournaments are well underway, and at last night's live event in, I don't know how to pronounce this, Macon, Georgia?
Macon,
Georgia. 2 matches took place in either side of the King and Queen of the Ring tournaments as well. So we've got some results, some winners progressing to the next round.
Yeah, I was going to say it's a bit of an upset, but it's not when you remember the promo package from last week's Raw where Kofi Kingston said he was going to fight on behalf of Xavier Woods. He was the King. He couldn't enter the tournament, so Kofi's going to fight on his behalf. Kofi defeated Rey Mysterio.
It does sound like, yeah, like you say, just on paper, seems like an upset, but he had that promo in the locker room and it was more serious than we're used to seeing a New Day member being. And he even said the catchphrase at the end, but in a serious way, where New Day rocks.
And he was wearing an Imperium-like tracksuit.
That
shows he's being proper serious.
He's through the next round after beating Rey Mysterio. Shayna Baszler defeated Maxine Dupree as well. Dupree was replacing an injured Zelina Vega, who was pulled from the match just hours before by Adam Pearce. I guess they're showing continued faith in Maxine Dupree. Yes, she's lost immediately, but the fact that they even put her in that match in the first place is a good sign.
And she's just getting better on TV, isn't she?
Yeah,
Every time you see her, she's getting more and more better inside the ring. On top of that, LA Knight defeated Santos Escobar, and on top of that as well, Tiffany Stratton defeated Machine via Alabama Slam.
Those were both at a live event on May 11th as well. So LA Knight beating Santos Escobar, I don't think is too big a surprise, although you could realistically see Escobar going a bit further, but not against LA Knight.
It should have been on TV. LA Knight might be the most popular guy in wrestling today, you know.
Possibly. And Tiffany Stratton beating Machine, I think that's the correct decision. Yeah. Tiffany Stratton's on the rise. LA Knight will go on to face Tama Tonga in the quarterfinals on the May 17th episode of SmackDown, and Shayna Baszler will take on Io Sky on tonight's Raw, while Kofi Kingston will go against the former IC champion and the man whose group injured his best friend, Gunther.
That makes me think there's a little possibility that Kofi Kingston could win. The storyline that we've had in the background with Imperium and New Day and the little not too distant past there. But you would think Gunther would win still.
I still think Gunther's good. Yeah, I think he's the favourite to win the whole tournament.
Surely.
Yeah, especially wanting to keep him strong after losing the IC title. He's got to be, by the end of the year, he's got to be in one of the world title pictures, surely. Probably the world heavyweight one.
Yeah, because he's on Raw.
Yes. Oh, God, yeah. Before the show as well, Zelina Vega tweeted the following regarding her injury. She said, "Heartbroken, being the first ever Queen of the Ring. That crown was mi alma y corazón." Don't know what that means. That being said, I'm super grateful to have a history-making moment in the WWE history books. The 8-year-old me is still super proud. At Shayna Baszler, this ain't over. You can be the Queen of Spades. Keep them playing cards. I'll forever be the first ever WWE Queen of the Ring. Maxine, you got this, sis. Show them who you are. That last bit aged badly because Maxine lost. But the rest of it, fair play.
Yeah, she was the first ever. And no one ever take that away from her.
Yes, absolutely.
Believe in yourself.
Elsewhere it was very good. Elsewhere in the women's division, possibly big news here. We'll have to wait and see what happens. Becky Lynch's contract is said to expire in just 3 weeks' time. A report from Fightful Select has revealed that the current reigning WWE Women's World Champion has not yet agreed to a new WWE deal, and that her contract is still set to expire next month.
Lynch is still reportedly working on her old WWE contract for now, which will expire in around 3 weeks' time. It is noted in the report that Lynch and WWE are in conversations when it comes to a new deal, but things have still not been finalised as of yet. Lynch's upcoming WWE Women's World Champion defence against Liv Morgan at the King and Queen of the Ring 2024 premium live event in Jeddah, Saudi Arabia will still be taking place just before her contract expires. I was speaking to Sesh, Sesh who does the editing and stuff, and he said he would wear his underwear on camera all week long if Becky Lynch left the WWE in 3 weeks' time.
I do think it's unlikely, just given the fact that I think Seth Rollins signed a contract extension, didn't he? And now he's taking time off with injury. The only possible thing I could see her leaving for would be to retire and just be a mother and everything, but I don't know if that's possibly likely.
And a lady in her position as well, if your contract's expiring and there is another company who could afford you, you're going to go, well, I'm going to dangle the carrot with the possibility of going just to get more money out of you, because that's how the business works, isn't it?
Yeah, of course.
Yeah.
I think that as well, it'll be very interesting if Becky drops the belt to Liv Morgan. Everyone, then
the internet will go wild.
The rumour mill will go into overdrive then. But no, like you say, and like Sesh has apparently said there, I can't see Becky Lynch leaving. But we'll have to to wait and see what happens. Over in AEW, unfortunate news because a top star was injured at the New Japan Resurgence event. Eddie Kingston was defending his New Japan Strong Openweight Championship against Gabe Kidd in a no-rope last man standing match. He lost, Gabe Kidd scored the win, and Eddie also seemingly hurt his leg at the end of the match after partially landing on the barricade during a suplex. After the bout, the Young Bucks also attacked Eddie Kingston from behind. Have you seen the spot?
Kings Road, baby. Yeah, I've seen the spot.
Oh.
It's a starting suplex from Gabe Kidd from in the ring to out the ring with a table as like a bridge between the barricade and the apron. Eddie's legs just land full thwack on the top of the metal barricade, so it was a devastating looking bump to take.
It was. After the match, Brian Alvarez tweeted that the Eddie Kingston post-match was obviously all an angle with the Young Bucks and everything, but he did legitimately hurt his knee on the barricade at the finish of the match. Don't know how bad. Hopefully he'll be all right.
Yeah, I can fully see how it can be. He would be hobbling after an impact like that.
Oh God, yeah.
Oh yeah.
Also, Sean Ross Sapp of Fightful Select has then reported that Kingston got hurt to some extent on the suplex spot. The report also states that Kingston required some assistance, but he walked with a bad limp backstage after the match. There is still no word on the severity of the injury at this time. If it is a bad injury, if he does need to take time off, that could throw a bit of a spanner in the works for Double or Nothing.
2 weeks away where we are now, just over from Double or Nothing. So yeah, he's in the Anarchy in the Arena matchup, teaming with Danielson and FTR to take on those Elite Boys. So if there's one match that could sort of mask that sort of thing with the sort of like, you know, out the ring, in the ring nature of that match, you could do, like, I guess that would work. But I guess someone like Eddie Kingston, if he can't go full balls, he'd want to do something crazy in the match, wouldn't he? Hopefully Eddie Kingston's all right, and if not, hopefully he recovers very swiftly as well. I think on the positive side, if he can't be in that match, the nature of the storyline means that you could put like loads of different baby faces in there as someone who wants to stand up to the Elite. So I guess they've got a lot of potential replacements to choose from as well. And also in AEW. Now, me and Ross are divided on the meaning of this. In case you missed it, on Saturday's Rampage, a vignette aired to announce Scorpio Sky's impending return to TV. In the vignette, Scorpio explained how he'd been out hurt, but now he's better than ever. Yeah, he was saying things like, yes, I was hurt, and yes, I'm better than ever now. Every time you get hurt, you heal. After darkness comes the light. When most people see an injury as a step back, I saw it as a step forward. But I had tough days. I struggled like normal people do. Now, I choose to believe if you put one foot in front of the other, every step takes you closer to your destination. It's all about faith, and if you don't have it, that's okay. I'm here for you because together, the sky is the limit.
Sky, is he Scorpio Sky? Now, in our notes here, it says the tone and content of the promo implies that Sky's in line for some sort of gimmick change, which will see him be overly positive, motivational, possibly even cheesy. But despite the positive language, it has undertones of something more, and I agree with that.
So could you elaborate on what that something more is? Because on the surface of it, it looks like a very inspirational promo. Scorpio Sky could come back with like a positively Page sort of gimmick, like, hey, that's not a bad thing, that's a good thing. So what more could be had here?
Well, I think it's quite disingenuous, and I think it's more of a heel gimmick. I think the way he's delivering the lines. But then at the same time, while I was watching it, I thought, if that is the case, and if he is doing like very early days of the New Day when they were heels, but they were all overly positive and everything, it's a bit close to the learning tree because that's just happened, hasn't it?
Yeah.
And as much as, you know, we're sick of Jericho being younger, more immediately deserving stars, we had to admit on the podcast, he's kind of done it again. He's delivered it really well.
I was saying that last week, wasn't I?
You were, and we said it again this week. We build upon that. But don't worry, I'll give you your props. I said Ross called this last week.
You've got to hate him, but you can't not. You can't hate what he's doing now. Hook should never have lost that match.
No.
But Jericho's pulling. You might be onto something there. That might have been done on purpose for him to join the learning tree.
Is he also joining the learning tree?
Yeah. Maybe Chris is like, wow, I see you're very positive there, young boy. Who's 40.
After you pointed it out, I had to listen again to the start of the theme, and I really do love the the learning tree.
He's done it
so
again,
happy.
hasn't he?
He's bloody done it again. But yeah, we'll have to see what happens with Scorpio Sky going forwards. His former tag team partner Ethan Page obviously left AEW recently, and the pair looked to reunite on Ring of Honor last year, but unfortunately it never came to fruition. So best wishes to Ethan Page and whatever he ends up doing after AEW, and you know, good luck to Scorpio Sky, whether or not this is legit or it's all sarcastic. We'll have to wait and see.
Because he had that big return. Was it last year or the year before? My timeline's all over the shop, and like, wow, they're going to do something with him now.
Yeah.
And it never really came to fruition again.
He once won the Face of the Revolution ladder match.
Yeah, it feels like since then nothing's really happened, though.
I know,
Which
it's
is a
been
shame.
unfortunate.
He's a talented guy.
He absolutely is. Right, we'll be back with more news later on today. Leave your thoughts and opinions in the comments section down below as well. And thank you very much for watching. I've been Jack, this has been Ross, and we'll see you very soon.